Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Today, we got our thing from Label. She really appreciates the design help the other day. Got 2 Taylor tickets, that's 6,000 bells worth of stuff. My best bud Steven saw these clothes for sale, couldn't pass them up. Used to wear this kind of thing all the time back in my wild days, and low-key still do sometimes. And I bet it'd look rockin' on you. You got this. Alright, so what did Diva used to wear back when she was rambunctious? Also, after the end of yesterday, Pinky walked by and had fleas. So we have a flea now. Got the leather jacket. Yeah, no. Not wearing that. We can pretend she gave us the dress shirt. It doesn't make sense for wild days, but, you know. Also, I did give in yesterday and move my, my tower. So I do apologize if while I'm talking you can hear my computer more in the background. I'm honestly not sure how it's gonna sound, because the tower is decently closer to me than it used to be. I'm honestly getting kind of tempted to just take the extra intake fan out of it. I don't think it needs it anymore. It definitely needed it running the Intel CPU. That thing got hot. Like, it used to very much be a running joke of you wouldn't turn on a space heater, you would just turn on your i7 powered computer. I had an i5, it shouldn't apply to that too, but that more or less just goes to show how far Intel had gone when it comes to massively pushing power limits where they really shouldn't have. Because, like, yeah, that's basically, I know I've explained this before, but that's basically the entire issue that the 13th and 14th generation Intel CPUs had, was because there was just way too much power going through those chips. And the design just was not set for it. Like, it just didn't work. Right? I see the movement. I saw it from a cloud, and then I saw the movement. When I really get looking for that thing, I can find it. I just have to really be looking for it. Hey, Sheldon. How's it going, man? Check me out. I'm gonna catch the biggest, baddest fish on the island, Cardio. That looks like a small fish. Don't know how to break that to you, man, but... yeah, I don't need bugs today, but I'll take a bird wing. Like, kind of crazy not to. Also, I have been playing a bit of Magic the Gathering, just not through the official way of playing it. So, I basically had the thought last night of like, hey, I kind of want to play Magic, because I want to learn how decks are built. And to do that, I've basically come to the conclusion, I need to know more cards. Because I was attempting to play Arena, I built an Angel deck, because I'm like, I got some pretty cool Angels that should do pretty okay things. They synergize together with, or, you know, they synergize with other Angels, and it's great. And then get absolutely curb stomped by a Dragon deck. So, it tells me dragons are probably what I should have built all along. Yeah, even playing against the AI, there was times where it was like, yeah, I just lose to the AI. The really dirt simple AI. I'm losing to that. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, losing to, like, the digital bug AI is a sign that your deck is not good. You should not be playing it. It needs improvement. Steven, hey, nice to see you. Let's talk. Today's already fun, Snorty. That is very fair. Which, like, I'm assuming Magic has that same baseline, but at the same time, my deck curb stomps that AI most of the time. Yikes. Oh, hey, you know how some besties have a secret handshake? I was thinking, what if we had that? There's a special greeting instead. That'd be so cool. Or just cold. I'm all for it. Cool, you know? Let's hear your idea. Okay. Guy, we need a greeting for Diva. Oh, this is gonna take a lot of thought. Actually, you know what? Let's play into her catchphrase. So, she's gonna start with, hey, and then her catchphrase is, you know. So, hey, you know. Kinda works. Well, no, that's kinda boring. I want something better than that. It's supposed to be a secret handshake, so we need to make it confusing and convoluted, so she's gonna quack. That's how it works. Yeah, she likes where my head's at. Yeah, it's perfect. Quack. It is perfect for us. Hey, this will be a test of if animals can interrupt the rocks. Doesn't seem like it. Cool. But yeah, I basically had the idea where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see if there's like a more updated version of Magic the Gathering Chandelure. Because it's a really old game, but like people have been updating it with like more modern cards. The main problem I generally had with it, and why I don't feel like I learned anything about deck building from that game, is I always just built slivers, because slivers, they synergize, they work together, they make sense. And in searching for that, I found MTG Forge, which is fundamentally Chandelure. It's just Chandelure, but recreated in a pixel art style, and with basically the most modern of cards, and all the mechanics. The problem is, and okay, Magic the Gathering community, we need to talk. Y'all want to go on about how great your game is, and all this crap. Why are all of your online simulators, even the official one, just kind of crap? Like, Arena's not the worst, but man, is it not as good as, like, Master Duel. Okay, they got 144 right now. I think I'll take 144. I don't want to risk it. Not with how the prices have been this week. I'm not gonna risk it. Like, Chandelure worked, but was still confusing. Forge takes that confusion to a whole new level, because, like, see, here's the thing. Forge and most Magic simulators I've tried to play are either complete no hand-holding at all. You play it exactly like you would play the paper cards. You've got to do all the work yourself on the computer, which is really annoying. I don't like that when Yu-Gi-Oh! Does it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling Book, not a fan. Or they'll half-ass it. And what I mean by that is how Forge does it. A lot of stuff is automated, but you still need to know how each card works to do it properly. Like, okay, here's an example. A deck I was playing had an enchantment, which is basically just a thing you attach to another thing, generally. Man, Pinky's like our lucky money bear. And this enchantment, basically you attach it to something, and then it can't use any of its abilities except mana generating abilities. So it's basically a stun. Well, you would think, given you're casting this enchantment, that you would, with most online simulators, that you would, you know, select it, pay the mana, then, you know, choose your target. That makes sense. That's a logical order of things. Not with this. You choose your spell, choose the target, then pay the mana. But you can't target without paying the mana. Mr. Beetle, what are you doing? A spaceship. Wait, was that a dream? Oh my gosh, I totes fell asleep. Just before I woke up, I was walking on stage for my New Year's Eve countdown concert. That dream was so good. No, you were on a spaceship with a beetle. She's going right back to sleep. I can't blame her, though. That sounds like a pretty interesting dream. Like... And then there's having to read, like, tiny text along the bottom of the screen to even see what is going on. And the amount of times I've accidentally skipped straight into, like, declaring attackers because the game does not do a great job of transitioning through phases. Like... Which is one thing Arena does do pretty nicely. If there is no relevant card that can be played, it just skips. It just goes. Which is what online simulators should be doing. Like, especially in the case of when you're versing an AI. There's no reason I should have to manually click to go through main 2 if I've tapped all my mana and I have no cards left I can play or do anything with. It should just automatically go straight to my opponent's turn. And then, where I have nothing I can do until they're declaring attackers and I'm then declaring blockers, it should basically just autoplay until that point, where I then next have an option to do things. From there, it should, you know, after I've decided whether I'm going to do things or not, it should continue auto-playing until my upkeep, where all of my stuff untaps and I start having options again. I can play the game again. Come back, my BFF. Always a pleasure. I'm just here to talk, man. Looking slick today. I call it look understated, but totally over the top. It's like, you could wear that to the opera, and then truck into a messy shrimp gumbo appetizer after. Or tuck. I don't even know what that is. Legitimately, I don't know what that is, so. I'm assuming it involves shrimp. I got fossils left to find. But like, that's a reasonable way to go about things. And then making the phase obvious. Like, I feel like part of what makes Forge kind of frustrating to deal with is just that it's trying really hard to be Chandelar. So it's kind of following a lot of the things that Chandelar did, which Chandelar wasn't bad. It's one of the better online, not even online simulators, just better simulators of Magic I've ever played. But the problem is that it's still not good, and it still did things wrong, and they continue to copy the things it did wrong. Like, sure, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players might get annoyed by this, because, you know, you're stepping on our toes, kinda. But the phase, what phase it is, should be kept track of in the middle of the screen between the boards. That way, it's always in your field of view. It's always right there. You can always see what phase it is. Magic has a lot of phases. So even that could be simplified down. Like, to basically cycle through the relevant phase. Hey, I wasn't expecting you. Let's chat. You happen to notice a really good smell the other day? 'Cause I sure did. Wanna know what it was? It was a lily that Diva had. The smell was so calming and gentle. Like the whole world's most delicate cheese puff. I had to have one. A cheese puff. I mean, not a lily. Quack. What's wrong with having a lily? Those are pretty nice. But, like, past that, like, your hand, rather than being a collection of cards in the bottom right corner of your screen, should be along the bottom of your screen. That's something Arena gets right, though even Arena, it gets really annoying to deal with at times, because when your hand gets so large during a turn, like let's say you end up drawing like 8 to 10 cards, your hand is so just packed with crap, and it, because of how they do it, it's so hard to find any card in your hand. It's better than how Forge does it, but, you know. I'm mostly thinking of, like, maybe doing some content on, like, Forge, because I do want to do stuff on Magic. I want to learn how to play the game better, and the best way to do that is to open myself up to the internet, to have internet people come and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Though that can also lead to me still doing things wrong, but, you know. The person I don't know was walking around yesterday, picking up DIY stuff, and they came up with a great recipe. That smelled good, so I want to share the smell with you. Be careful when you YDI, it's a joke. The DIY cube who DIH. Golden Arowana. That's basically the Rainmaker from Splatoon. Let's come see Simon. Like, I would also even go as far as to say cards that can be played from your hand should have some sort of visual effect on them. Are you here because you smell something yummy? Because I'm making something yummy. What are you making? So I'm making cherry smoothie. And the best part, you can make it all when you can make it all you want once you know the recipe. I know. Take the recipe, then we'll both be able to fill ourselves full of deliciousness. Yay! Now I'm super excited to try your cherry smoothie. So good. But I don't know how he's making a cherry smoothie with a frying pan full of what looks like fruit bits, but that aren't cherry, but whatever. But, like, those are just the easiest improvements I would make to Forge that would greatly improve the play experience. Another thing would be to actually, like, in a large display, show what is currently happening when things are happening. And also, you know, rework things to work logically. Magic likes to argue that it works logically, so how about things work logically? You know, instead of target, then pay mana, how about you pay mana to cast the spell, then you do what the spell says? Like, that seems logical to me. Oh man, I could have an invisible torso. What is... Okay. I can be a bunny pig. Heck yeah, bunny pig. Why can't I be a frog? Whatever, I'll be a bunny pig. Let's see. I actually kind of like these. Yeah, I'll buy these two. Bam. Hello, Sable. Sable tells me you've been helping her out, modeling outfits and such. Means a lot to all of us, so you do so much for our little family. Thanks so much. You're very welcome. I mean, like, those are the easy things. Like, from there, I would honestly... And this just comes from playing their like, standard game mode, where you start with a predetermined, pre-constructed deck. Maybe remake those decks to make them not awful, Like, so far, I've tried white, black, and green, all to failure. They can barely win anything, because the decks are just bad. I mean, okay, so red in Magic is all about fast. It's really speedy, it's about burning your opponent. It's about getting in with small haste creatures, swarming the field, you know, being very aggressive, just damage, 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 damage. Hope to burn them down before they can burn you down. Hey, it's touchdown, always a pleasure. Let's go. After a walk, I like to throw back a nice espresso or chew. Let's get one together sometime. I'm not really an espresso guy. I mean, I could go for a coffee. So what's the default red deck on the easy difficulty? Well, its cheapest spell is, I believe, 2 mana. And that spell basically does nothing without your 3 mana burn spells. You have no single mana, you have no lightning bolt. 1 deal 3 damage to anything. That feels like it should be a default inclusion in any fire deck, any fire starter deck. Red starter deck. Like, that just seems logical to give them lightning bolt. Or at least some 1 mana burn spells, Or at least 1 mana creatures, give them a horde of goblins. The deck is just kind of bad, but the sad thing about it is that it's so far been the most successful one I've started with. Because at least it does have a game plan. A lot of the other decks, their game plan seems to be hope you don't die until turn 4 or 5, summon 1 big monster, and hope that your opponent doesn't have, like, 5 already. Like, it's... You really fall behind playing the other decks. And, like, I'd initially tried white, because, well, I kind of get on with white. Some mornings I enjoy a cup of black tea, but this is a coffee morning for sure. It's time to get motivated. That is fair. I mean, black tea and coffee have almost the same caffeine. You could have drank black tea. Like, black tea has a lot of caffeine in it. But, like, it could be because I was playing on easy. I don't know. Maybe the decks for the normal difficulty are actually half competent. I just kind of wish they would just, with the standard mode, let you go in with, especially with, like, easy difficulty, just let you go in with as pre-constructed deck of set cards. Let you make your own deck. They have deck building functionality. They have online play. Like, So, I feel like that would be the best solution. Maybe have, like... I know this would be extra work on the part of the developers, and I do not know how big of a development team the game has. So this is assuming they actually have multiple people working on this and have someone that they can just say, hey, work on this specifically for the next, month. I'll wait to donate the flea, just in case I get something else new. But, like, go through and say... I mean, they use Jumpstart a lot for, like, their little tournaments. So, Jumpstart packs. Anything within those packs gets assigned a point value. You then need to build a minimum of a 40-card deck with no more than, let's say, 15 lands. Or no, let's say no more than 20 lands, because that would be a third of a deck, and I'm pretty sure that's a pretty common amount. 15 to 20 lands is pretty common from what I understand. Or they could just have it be fluid based on the amount of cards in your deck. It needs to be 40 to 60 cards, because the easy starter decks are 40. So, you know, it's only fair at that point. Then you build your deck, and you need to stay under a point limit. If you go over that point limit, it basically forces your difficulty higher. The higher your difficulty, the higher the amount of points you've got. Because, you know, but also the higher the restrictions on, like, the higher what you need for your deck is. Like, let's say starting on, like, the highest difficulty, you have the most points, sure, but you also, like, you need to have 60 cards. You need to have, you know, this or that. And, like, you're not allowed to have, like, let's say, like, special lands. They need, you know, you're only allowed basics. You know? So, like, that way you can at least start with a decent deck, especially where a lot of the AIs have strategies. Their decks have things they want to be doing. Like, if you encounter a mermail, dude, well, they're gonna be throwing mermails at you. Like, they're gonna be swarming you with basically merfolk. Which, you know, would be nice if you had a deck that could actually stand up to that, but a lot of the starter decks kind of can't. And I will fully admit, maybe there's some settings I'm missing, and, like, there's, like, ways of starting with better decks or whatever. I don't really know too much about Forge yet. I just know what I've played last night and a bit this morning. Isabel doing a nap. I love how the moment they put this thing in, like, a big building, I just stopped coming to it, basically. But, like... yeah. I'm as much as I am complaining about it, I don't hate it. It's just, it's very frustrating to get started as someone who doesn't really know much about Magic, which is the whole point of an easy difficulty. It's for people who don't understand the game. They want to learn. They want to experience it and learn without getting just destroyed every 2 minutes. Which I figure, I may as well explain what Magic the Gathering Chandelar even was, and by extension what Forge Adventure Mode is. Basically, you play as a wizard, because everyone's a wizard in Magic. In the plane of Chandelar, where basically you fight other people with your cards. And you basically, it's a big RPG. You go around to towns, you accept quests, you do quests, you clear dungeons. In Chandelar itself, you go around and you defeat basically the leaders of the different elements, which basically removes that element from the field, and then you ultimately, I believe you fight a big bad past that? I don't remember. I should actually just donate this flea before I accidentally sell it. And, like, Forge works the same way, except I don't think you can actually remove mages and stuff from the overworld yet, at least. You might be able to in the future. They are still working on it, so. Do have a look around. But first, may I assist you? Yeah, I got a donation for you. You're gonna love it. It's a flea. A flea. What a wretched thing. Alas, I'm obliged to ask, would you like to learn more about this specimen? Yeah, tell me. Ah, you see. In that case, allow me to be blunt. The flea is foul. The flea is foul. It is also disgusting, repugnant, vile. Ooh, but I digress. This horrid pest sucks the blood of humans and animals. In fact, the flea's own saliva is what makes us itch. And did you know their legs are so strong they can jump more than 50 times their body length? So you see, it's all too easy for a flea to jump from you to me. I itched at the very thought. Anywho, my sincerest thanks for your donation. Yeah, hopefully it's put in a thing, or else it would just leave. I mean, honestly, all the bugs would just leave. Unless there's, like, some sort of door we don't see to keep them in. And even then, some of them would probably just go under the door. I know the tarantula's in, like, a glass cage. Like, it is contained. As it should be. Honestly, it should be thrown into the incinerator. But I'll settle for containment. Like, it's a pretty neat idea. And, like, I like the original chandelier, and I dug out my laptop. You can see the charging cable for it down there. Like, I have a really old, like, business class laptop. The kind of thing you'd see in, like, I say business class. The kind of thing you'd see in, like, a school. Like, it's crap. It's not good. You'd probably still see them used in schools. But, like, I've got that going on, and basically, it's good enough it can play old computer games, so that's basically what I use it for. Hey, CJ. What's your challenge today, man? Yep, I know. Yep. I'm here for a challenge. Yep. What's your challenge? 3 big-time fish. All about the size of a squid. Alright. So basically I just need big. I can do big. Maybe. I don't know how many big fish are around right now, but I can try to do big. Go to the ocean. That's where a lot of bigger fish are. I could farm carp. Carp are probably big time. I don't even know if carp are still around. If they are, I could farm them by catching in the little pond there, but don't know if they're even still around. I don't know if this counts. This looks like about the size of a squid, so. Yep, it's number 1. I will say, like, it is a little saddening playing on, like, Arena, like Magic the Gathering Arena. Just because, like, I played the game a long time ago. Like, I'd made an account on there basically around the time they opened Arena. Like, I'd been playing on there for a decent while trying to understand things. So that basically meant when I logged in again recently, I had a bunch of packs just kind of waiting for me. But so many of those packs have rotated out of the format. So, like, I opened some things that looked really cool that I just literally can't use because the format's rotated. I'm sure there's other formats I could play in where they're still legal to play, but those formats are going to be even higher power, and thus what's the point? If I can't even win in Standard, then what's the point of trying other formats? Watch there be like some Magic player out there going, no, play the other formats, you'll do better. Standard's just busted or whatever. Even though one would assume anything playable in Standard is playable in the other formats, unless if Standard is like busted and super powerful, then everywhere else would be too. Ah, Steven. Hey, you're here. Maybe you can help me out with a problem. I got carried away buying a plain do-rag that wasn't sure what to do with my I wasn't sure what to do with my surplus, so I thought I'd gift it to you. Alright. I mean, I don't want it, but I can sell it. I thought you might have wanted to sell it, but I guess not. This looks like a sea bass. It's got some class. No, it's a red snapper. It is pretty dapper. But like, yeah. It's also sad knowing that like I had bought, mostly just because like in my attempts of getting into Magic, that doesn't look quite big enough. It might be, but it doesn't look like it, and I don't want to risk it where I'm at 2 of 3. I had bought, like, some Magic cards, like, a couple of years ago at this point. And, like, from reading through them afterwards, they aren't very good. But, okay, game. I have 4 friends online. Wow. Okay, this one looks big enough. I guess my internet was out. But yeah, like, those cards are just not playable anymore. Just not available. What happens if I keep catching fish? Does it, like, reset the challenge? It'd be kind of rude if it does, but I'm curious. There's not a lot of fish around. Okay, this one's out. This one's definitely out of challenge. So, what we got? Nothing, so I messed it up. Well, it didn't tell me I just failed the challenge, but it also doesn't tell you when you fail the challenge, so. Well, only got 3 fish. I'm gonna guess 4,000 bells. Well, no, the snapper's worth a fair bit. 6,000. No, I'm gonna stick with 4,000. Yeah, already caught him. I'm definitely gonna guess 4,000 bells. 'Cause it's only 3 fish. 4K. 6,000. I was gonna change to 6,000. 6,000. I should have. Super fun. Alright. Yeah, I will take part in the fishing tourney. I actually think I've kind of rambled enough today. You know, I'm gonna pop a squat right here. It also seems like cherry blossoms have stopped, so I really should have spent yesterday catching cherry blossoms instead of what I was doing. But hey, it's fine. It's not like I have any recipes to use with them anyway, so with that, I do want to thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and a fishing tourney. See you all then. And now in this end card, I'd like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.